beer of the day, Yingling Lager. The AAC is considering a $7.7 million purchase from developer of 2 villa recreation centers. The Amenity Authority Committee this week will consider the $7.7 million purchase from the developer of recreation centers in 2 villa communities. The constructions of 300 homes at the Phillips and I think you pronounce it Sawyer Villa communities in Community Development District 4 was announced in 2015. Those communities have been finished, and now the developer is ready to turn over the AAC the ongoing maintenance and responsibility of the upkeep at the recreation center. A purchase price of $7.7 million has been reached. A review revealed some items needed to be corrected by the developer prior to the sale. Those include a modification of the chair lifts at the 2 pools, and a shuffleboard court needs metal stitching and resurfacing. Well, they're getting ready to take that over. By the way, that's normal with what goes on here. He builds everything, he owns everything, and as the area develops and gets sold out, there's no more homes there, then he sells it back to that district. How they come up to the pricing of this stuff, I don't know. I mean, really, basically, if he owns it, he just says, this is what I want for it, I suppose. And it starts from there. Just like if you sell a house. You can say, I want $500,000 for the house. You know, I mean, that's up to you. So it's the same thing. Man who kicked the cop and urinated at a town square gets a break in court. I don't know why, but the court systems are goofy. Community Watch helps catch villager sipping cocktail from Yeti cup. By the way, the Yeti cups down here, if you don't know what that is, they're double-lined plastic with a good lid. They're all different types, but they're like the kind of the sought-after. You can get them in different sizes. Most of them are fairly good size, but then the base is a little smaller to go down into your cup in the golf cart. They fit the golf cart really well. I've got several, and they keep everything cold inside because of that double line. They're not perfect in any way, but they do a pretty good job for what they are. They're pretty popular, and up at Spanish Springs, there's a store up there, and I think that's all they sell in there is Yeti cups. Tons of them, tons and tons of them. One of the most unique ones, by the way, that's how you kill a rabbit, unique up on it. Yeah? No? Okay. It's a plastic clear Yeti cup, spill-proof cup, and inside the Yeti cup is a wine glass. So you put wine in there. It looks like the wine's kind of floating in the air in there, and then you put the lid on it, and those are really popular. And by the way, on our next Wednesday night live show, I'm pretty sure that we got 2 or 3 of those, and I don't know if I'm going to give them all away or 1 or 2 or what, but anyway, I think at least one of those we're going to give it away to a winner. So be sure to watch the next Wednesday night live show. A wallet stolen from Jaguar parked at Spanish Springs Town Square. Here we are once again. This guy whoever it is, they don't watch my videos, right? How many times have I said it? Don't leave anything in your golf cart. Don't leave anything in your car. Lock it up, you know, and even if you lock it up, don't leave anything important in your car, like a wallet. Girlfriend to answer in court after tirade over boyfriend's firing at AutoZone. Maybe you ought to let your boyfriend handle it. You didn't work there. Page's place is for sale after split from operations manager of the Villages. Page is part of the Morris family. Paige Boone, she's the daughter of her mother. I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, as time goes on, you know, the grandchildren's been taken over, and then the great-grandchildren's taken over. And Paige Boone, I don't know if she's still working for the Villages and changed positions or she just quit. But anyway, her horse farm's for sale. It's 10 acres. it's got a horse barn on it, probably a beautiful home and all this and that. Anyway, it's like 1.7 million to buy it. Wrong-way villager arrested on DUI charge after drinking 2 margaritas in the village of McClure. See, those people down there, a lot of them people down there, either they know and don't care or they just don't know yet. Just because you're in a golf cart doesn't mean you can drink and drive. You're going to find that out the hard way. Wildwood Police does patrol that down there. Probably Sumter County also does it, but no. If you're in a golf cart, you have to follow the same rules as a car. 85-year-old villager arrested in child pornography investigations. Man, some of these people are just sick. I swear to God they are. I don't even know why they're here. There he is. Jesus, man. 85 years old. There he is. 85-year-old villager was arrested Thursday after a warrant was executed at his homes. Members of the Sumter County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division at 8 a.m. executed the search warrant at 3456 Green Acres Terrace in the village of Charlotte. The Villages is reminding bicyclists and golf cart operators to be what? Anyway, I guess it's to be informed of safety rules, particularly when they are sharing the multi-mogul paths. First of all, let me just say, and I think I've mentioned this before, I don't make the rules here, but just like anybody else, I can agree with them or disagree with them. I totally disagree with that one. Bicycles on golf cart trails. I just don't agree with it. You might as well let motorcycles on the golf cart trail. You know, what's the difference? Really, what's the difference? Might as well allow go-karts on the golf cart trail. How about that? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff when you think about it. Might as well, let me go to a John Deere dealer and buy a tractor, and I'm going to use that tractor to drive up and down the golf cart trail. Why not that? I mean, it's just these golf cart trails are used for so many things other than what they're actually supposed to be used for. I just don't agree with it. I said a long time ago, the busier the villages gets, the bigger the population gets, some of these accidents are going to start happening at a more frequent rate. Somebody's going to get killed. It's already happened. And here about 2 weeks ago, a golf cart actually run over somebody on a bicycle. I don't know all the particulars about it, but I know it happened, and that's probably what's leading up to this little. Here it says, a bicyclist from New York on January 25th was transported by ambulance to Ocala Regional Medical Center after she was run over by a golf cart near the entrance of the village of Palo Ridge. The driver of the golf cart was ticketed as a result of the accident. Villager's son sentenced after arrest at Rohan Recreation Center. This is, like I say, this is every day. Every day this kind of stuff happens. Look at this nut. It's his mugshot. It just shows you these people don't care, or they're hiring a kite. I don't know. Stephen Lewis Jarvis, 31, who lives with his parents at 2427 Columbia Way in the village of Bonita, was arrested in the early morning hours September 14 after he was spotted driving without headlights. That's a good sign that somebody's been drinking. I learned that years ago when I used to run a record company, and I was contracted to the state police in Indiana and the Madison County Sheriff's Department. And I knew a lot of people, and they would tell me, somehow, I guess when you're drinking, your eyes dilate, which lets in a lot more light. And so it's a pretty common habit for people that's been drinking to drive down the road at night, especially in town, and not turn their headlights on. And he's another one. And so he got caught. A villager won't be prosecuted for trying to kick her daughter out of her home. Well, you don't read that too often about somebody actually trying to get one of their kids out of the house and go get a job or take care of themselves. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm just going to say kudos to you. This is going to be my last one because this is getting too long already. And I know you people don't like these 20-minute long videos. So this is interesting because I've brought this up before and I don't know how it works or anything else. I brought it up about the internal deed restriction. Get a copy, ask for it. Going to buy a house, they're going to give you or tell you where to get the copy of the external deed restriction. In other words, what you can do on the outside of your house, what you can do in your yard, things that you have to, get permission for. A lot of things you don't need permission, but if you don't know that, you're going to ask, and then they'll tell you, no, you can do that. Get a copy of the internal deed restriction. Yeah, ask for one of those. Tell them you want one. Community Developer District 2 supervisor claims the developer is ignoring complaints about young people living here in the villages. Yes, he is. He doesn't care. He doesn't got his money. That's what it boils down to. If he cared about villagers' retirement and the future of what's going on here, he would get on it forthwith. He does not, because he's too concerned about Marsh Bend and that whole area down there, selling them homes and putting the money in his pocket, selling rec centers. That's what he's concentrating on. CD2 Supervisor Bill Shakura, at a recent question and answer session with residents at El Santiago Recreation Center, heard complaints from villagers fed up with the situation. The fact remains that the developer continues to seemingly ignore these complaints, does not take the action required to resolve them, and is not inclined to honor the implicit definition of senior, age 55 plus retirement community, Socorro said. He said the developer will continue to enforce these restrictions at his discretion. In other words, I will if I want to. Thus maintaining his freedom to decide what, if anything, should be done in any particular situation. Young people living in the homes in the villages are considered an internal deed restriction violation and under the purview of the Community Development District Board. Well, I want a copy of those internal deed restrictions. I've called them 3 times. I've sent 2 emails. I've gotten no response whatsoever. I don't think those internal deed restrictions even exist. I think he's just saying that. It's kind of like when you do something that's really not against the law or anything like that. Big companies have the one thing they always go to, don't they? It's company policy. I don't know what that means, but it's company policy. Young person in the villages gets jailed time after skipping anger management. That's probably the guy that's got a girlfriend and a baby that's, I don't know about her staying here, but he's living full-time in the historical area, and she comes over all the time. I'm venturing to say that maybe she lives there also. I don't know that. They're not married, and they got a baby, and they've been in fights up there before. He's punched her, and he's went to jail before, and I guess they give him anger management. Let me show you a picture of this guy. I'm sure it's on here. You'll see. He's just a kid. What's he doing living in a retirement community? Where's he at? John David Newell, 22, living at 1701 Hilton Head Boulevard on the historic side of the villages, has been sentenced to 150 days in jail after his probation was revoked in Lake County Court. Time behind bars will cost him $50 per day. I don't know. When I was young, I couldn't wait to get out and go. I just wanted to go. Don't know why. I just wanted to go, get out, do what I wanted to do, be my own boss, so to speak. And a job is something that I've always had since I was a young child. Summer vacations out of school, I always had a summer job. You don't hear about that much anymore. Parents are too busy spoiling their children. They buy them their first car, I had to buy my own car. My dad told me, he said, I'll match you up to, what was it back then? I want to say, he told me he would match me up to like $500. He said, you save up $500 to buy a car, and I'll give you another $500 to get a decent car. Now, we're going back, a long time. And I did. My car was $990. My first car was not. First car was a 57 Chevy. A lot of problems with it. And I ended up trading it in and got this other car, an Oldsmobile F85. And it was right at $1,000 for that car. But boy, what a great car. I had that car for many years. Sue drove it back and forth to work when we got married. It was a great car. Today, graduating high school. And they buy them brand new cars and give it to them. I don't know. I guess I'm just too old for this anymore. Woman arrested in alleged theft of diapers at Walmart in Buffalo Ridge. Buffalo Ridge is inside the Villages. You can get a golf cart there at that Walmart. Some people say you can't. I know for facts you can. Sometimes finding the tunnels up there, if you haven't been there a time or two, sometimes, it's a little, now, it can be a little difficult, not knowing which part of the parking lot to go on to get to that next tunnel. But if you just take your time, look around, you'll see it. Villagers score second victory after unwanted truck in their neighborhood. I think I showed you that. Didn't I show you guys this? That truck right there? You're not allowed to conduct a business inside the Villages like that. And he's parked his truck there every night. That's visitor parking area. And like I've said before, a lot of the people that live in the villa areas, they take that visitor parking area as their own private driveway, kind of like, I'll park my car there and leave it there. That way my driveway don't have anything in it. You're not supposed to do that, but it happens all the time. Brother arrested after battle over trust with sister in the Villages. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I've read enough of that for right now. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Oh, by the way, people once were asking me who was my realtor. That was my realtor right there. I don't know if I can get that to focus on him or not. See that picture right there? That's his name, right? That's his name right here. Tim Andrews. What a great guy. I played golf with him. I pestered that guy about buying a house down here for at least 5 years. I was so loyal to him because I had bothered him so much that I was going to buy through him no matter what. And I don't know what happened, but when I bought this house, I could not use Tim because at that time Tim had quit and went to work elsewhere. I don't know what happened. My guess is this, and I'm just guessing, that like in a lot of other real estate companies, they hired so many realtors that they were climbing over top of one another, and it made it very competitive, and he probably just got tired of that atmosphere and moved on. And so I haven't seen him for a long time, but that's the realtor I would have used, no doubt in my mind. So until then, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great day. Make sure you watch the next Wednesday Night Live, which is coming up in about what would be today's Friday when this is going to come out. So it'll be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, this coming Wednesday, Wednesday Night Live, 7 p.m. See you guys there. See you on the other side.